Alright guys, welcome back to the Untrained Unprofessional Workbench. I'm Nobody and appreciate you guys watching. Today's video is by request. I had a commenter who asked if it could show how to completely break down the Prodigy 1911 double stack. So, had some time today after work and I'm going to go ahead and show a disassembly. First thing you want to do is take your supplied Allen and you are going to, let's go long ways. I got that kind of tight. You're going to crack that open ever so slightly. Then you're going to pull the slide back until this half moon lines up with your slide drop there. And from the other side, you can push that little pin and then push it the rest of the way out until it falls out. That'll allow you to take off your slide from your frame. Next step is you're going to remove your two-piece guide rod and spring. Go back to your supplied Allen and hold down your guide rod and spring because this is going to want to shoot you right in the face. And that is not a recommended method of doing this. Once you get that disconnected, go ahead and pull out your guide rod, grab your spring, because things are going to pop out just like that. All right. So you see how easy it is to have one of these come shooting off of your bench. So go ahead and set your guide rod and spring off to the side. You're going to take out that guy, push your link forward, lift up on your barrel, and slide forward. I'm ruining my placemat. Now you're basically field stripped at this point. Next thing to do on your slide is to remove your firing pin and your extractor. Now that firing pin is under pressure, and as soon as you start pulling it out, it's going to want to shoot out. So you got to make sure you capture it better than what I did with the guide rod spring and guide rod. So what you're going to do is you're going to compress and tilt forward ever so slightly, and that's going to start moving it forward. Now once you do that, set it down on the bench. You're going to put your pin in, put your finger over it, and move it down, and you're going to feel it hit you right in the finger. Just like that. And it wants to move with quite a bit of force. Okay. Set those parts aside. Next is your extractor. Now on this extractor, it is not perfectly straight. It is actually wedged in this channel and it is kind of bent. Kind of like Peyronie's disease. Man, it's amazing how those pharmaceutical commercials get you thinking about things. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is back this out, but at the same time, since that extractor is bent and curved, the lip of the extractor is going to want to catch on this face. So you also have to be pushing it straight until it gets into the extractor channel. So you can either do it with your finger if you're strong enough, or you can ever so slightly manipulate it. It's the best way to do this and the best tool. Alright, am I there? Careful when you're doing this that you don't mar up surfaces. Nope, not quite there yet. There we go. It's just catching ever so slightly on that lip. Now, if you're gonna pry on anything, guys, make sure you have something to help protect the surface and go easy, because it's very easy to damage parts and finishes and corners. And if you damage corners and whatever, it's gonna look ugly, and you might have to sit there with a file and smooth it out, and then you ruin your finish also, and just don't go down that road. So professional gunsmiths are probably looking at this and cringing the entire time. It's okay. I'm an untrained unprofessional, so I can get away with it. All right, next, the frame. What we need to do is start working back here with the slide locks, the grip safety, hammer, mainspring housing. We're going to start tearing into this section before we get into the grips. The first time that you start taking off the slide lock, it's going to be a pain. You know, it's like, I won't lie to you, it was frustrating, you know, just trying to work it out. It took forever. So what you're going to want to do is have it slightly up about where that pin starts meeting that drop down, and you are going to grab it and you're going to start wiggling it and pulling it out, because what happens is that the left and right side, it's a tab and a slot, and so you're trying to pry these apart, and the tab has a bulbous end that actually kind of fits in and locks around, and the slot actually crimps down. So it's kind of a pain. The first couple times you do it, it gets easier after you've done it several times, because it's kind of worked it smooth and it's kind of relaxed a little bit. So just don't be frustrated while you're doing it, just easily work it out. So, but you're going to grab and you're going to kind of wiggle out, and you're going to start seeing it slowly separate, just like it did here. Now, what I like to do, and I don't recommend this, but you can if you want, it's your gun, is take a small flat screwdriver, wedge it, and you want to be careful here because you have a spring and a detent that's under pressure right here, and you want to just not really pry, but kind of tilt it like this, because if you pry on the corner, you can damage these edges, and it's a high carbon steel, you know, so it's going to have some strength to resist and everything, but I like to just kind of wedge it to where it's slowly prying up in the meat underneath the safety. Okay, lift out, and here's your tab. Remove your detent and spring, flip to the other side. You're going to pull and rotate out. Your tab in your slot. I should be closer over here. Sorry if I'm working off to one side, guys. I'm trying to have lights right next to me so you can see better, and so I'm shunted all the way off to the left side trying to work over here. So, all right. Next thing you want to do is you need to remove your grip safety. Come on, be my friend. And then we're going to remove the hammer. And I actually have this under pressure. Don't let it just fall forward, guys. You know, support it. So we're going to remove this pin, but you're going to remove it from the right side. And it's just going to push on out. And it'll come out just like that. And then we are going to use a smaller punch to drift out that pin and that sear. And actually I just kind of did this a little backwards, guys, you know, my apologies. Before you do this, it's actually easier if you remove the mainspring housing first. Hopefully you're watching this on the way through first. Mainspring housing, pin, leaf spring will come right out. Now this has a little tab that fits right in to that little slot. Alright, and this is the point where you would actually remove your hammer and your sear pins. So sorry I went out of order. It's amazing, you know, when you're doing this and you're not even thinking about having to explain it, how you just do it automatically. But if you got to think about it and remember what to say, it's more challenging. Here's your disconnector and your sear. You can pull out all in one piece. Use a piece of tweezers. These are very fine and sharp tweezers. Not the best thing for grabbing these. I need to get a better set of tweezers in here. Okay, now we're at the point where we're going to remove the grip from the frame. Now on mine, I kind of don't like it because, one, it came with just one Allen for this, and luckily I have a set of Allens and other tools. But the problem that I ran into is that one side, this Allen does not fit in very well, kind of on the surface, so it's that one. But my other Allen fits in just fine. But luckily the other side, the provided Allen, fits in just perfectly, if I can get it in there. Remembering the time-honored rule of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You're going to pull out that pin, and then we need to pull. See, it fits on there really well. Okay, you might just stay on there until the end. See, that's convenient. I'm never going to lose that. Alright, so take a small punch, smaller than your threads, and just tap the little sleeve right on out. Next thing you're going to remove are the grip screws that are on both sides here. And you're going to want to use a 1/8 and these aren't that long, so they're going to come out pretty quick. And there's a little threaded kind of T-nut in here, and I just kind of push it out. Now the first couple times that you do this, these T-nuts are going to be into that frame pretty well, and you might have to lightly tap them out. Just make sure you don't damage these threads at all. I'm going to have to do something other than paper towels. Maybe a stronger paper towel, like a brawny. See, and since I've done this so many times, T-nut's just popping right out. Okay, so now you can go ahead and remove your frame from your grip, and that is as disassembled as you want to go. So the only additional part that you could take off is this guy right here. It's part of the ejection system, and there's a pin right there, but I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you had to replace that. Okay. Now on here, in order to get your trigger and bow out, you're going to have to remove your mag release. And for the mag release, you're going to use a small flathead, and you're going to depress your mag release ever so slightly, and you're going to turn it like about a quarter turn, and then you'll feel it just kind of like let go and be able to push all the way out. From there, you can pull out your trigger bow. And that is your completely disassembled 1911 DS. It's now in a pile of parts, ready for you to show it whatever love you want to show it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was useful, and hopefully you have a great day. Alright, I'm not done yet. I know some of you are saying, great, you know, it's like, thanks for showing us, you know, how to disassemble it, but how do you reassemble? Well, I'm going to show you a YouTube trick, and it involves your phone. So what you're going to do is, after you're done watching the video, don't jump out of the video screen. What you want to do is flip your phone around and hit play, and it'll play everything in reverse. You just won't understand what I'm saying, but you'll be able to see it. Hope that helps.